I know that QAnon people listen to the show and they like message me, they get upset. It's like, guys, if you think the show's good, just keep listening to the show. I don't care what you think about anything. You're not going to sway me. I have friends that believe in that shit that are probably more well-versed in it than you. I don't find it believable. I'm a rational human being. I have not lost that yet. They have not taken it from me. I have not been so, enraged with Ocasio-Cortez that I believe in fairy tales and children's books involving these, leakers from the Trump administration, okay? I haven't adopted that worldview yet because my brain has not been rotted. Now, one day I'm sure it will be. It's the way it is. Like, organisms just die. But this is, it is what it is. In the same way, I haven't gone along with the secular woke crowd. I think they are full of shit. I think they are crazy. It's just becoming, the right wing is now like trying to be as annoying. Like the right wing's getting as annoying now as the left wing, where you're like, I truly, I was in Fort Worth and I was doing a show. And the audience, I just see people at their worst and they just take all these people. It's a very volatile, divisive time in American history. And then they pour alcohol all over it and then sit people in a room for an hour. And then I perform for them and I mention things that are kind of triggering or hot button topics either way. And then people just, if I say the word Trump, people cheer, people boo. It's like, just listen to the joke, dummy. It's not about how you feel. It doesn't matter. You can love them or hate them. Shut up. It's going out and doing stand-up is very blackpilling because you realize that we're a country of children and that authoritarian power structures are never going to disappear because down deep we're hardwired to want them. We want a leader. We want a pack leader. We all want somebody to tell us what to do. I tweeted something today about Kanye West. I like Kanye West. I think his foray into religion is interesting. I think the modern world's left people feeling very empty, very isolated, disconnected, disenfranchised. So the revival of religion and spirituality, I understand that. And I think Kanye's saying some very interesting things. But he's standing next to Joel Osteen, who's worth millions and millions of dollars, in a mega church that Joel Osteen refused to open to flood victims, by the way. And I just tweeted, listen, guys, the reality is society cannot be a choice between consumerism and fucking, religious or political extremism. It can't. It can't be those two, polar opposite, or are they relieving that opposite? But those can't be the choices. They can't be the options. We need to find something in the middle. And then people are like, well, how is this Christianity going to be? Because I said people are embracing belief systems that become dangerous because they feel so empty. People are like, well, how is this going to be dangerous? How's Christianity going to be dangerous? And I'm like, well, Christianity has done some negative things. It's done some negative things. In fact, it's a great way to fleece people out of money. It's a great way to fleece people out of money. And churches and pastors have been doing that for a very long time. Ask the kids who've been abused by priests if Christianity's done any negative things. Ask anybody who's given their life savings away to a charlatan minister that comes on the air at 2 a.m. promising them tickets into heaven if they sign checks from their bank. Ask any of them if it's been, it's been negative, dummy. Like, just, you got to look at fucking, and I'm not, and militant atheism can be also very negative and people being nihilistic. And I've seen religion do beautiful things for people, but you got to be rational. And when you have Kanye West standing next to Joel Osteen, if you don't see that this could be an issue down the road, I don't know that I can help you. If you don't see that down the road, this could get interesting. This could get very interesting. It might be great, but there is also that possibility that it won't be that great. And that other celebrities who may not believe in anything might decide to wear the mask of Christianity in order to make money and attack that market. You just have to view things like a rational person. I'm not hating on Kanye West. I like him. But he's clearly had a little bit of a mental slip. I wouldn't call it a break, but some of the things he says, you go, I don't know what's going on here. And, I appreciate what he's trying to do, and I appreciate, but let's, get real a little bit. He's standing there next to Joel Osteen, who's worth $1 bazillion because he's selling the best product ever, Christ. And Kanye's standing next to him, and I worry a little bit. I worry a little bit about the fusion between big Christian money and massive entertainers. I think that could be a very interesting road that we go down. I'm not saying that it's going to be, overturning Roe v. Wade or putting gay people in camps or any of that. I'm not some hysteric. But I just think that, religion's always been a great way to fleece people out of their own money. It's been great. And I'm like, I wonder if that's where this could be going. Hope not. But you got Joel Osteen grinning like Barabbas. By the way, standing on that stage. And I respect Joel Osteen. I respect somebody who goes out there, hits his flock over the head, and then when there's a flood, he goes, get out of my church, you pigs. I respect that. The same way I respect the Long Island medium for preying on, the sadness of mothers and fathers who've lost their children. And the idea that she's able to go to sleep every night doing that, taking advantage of people at their most desperate and making money out of it. I give her I say, hey, good on you. Good for you, Teresa Caputo, for literally preying on, and because they deserve it. They deserve it. Sorry to say it. They deserve it. My grandmother used to say that. If you buy a ticket for that, you deserve it. If you buy a ticket for that garlic knot to tell you she's talking to your daughter, that meatball, to tell you she's talking to your daughter, then you deserve everything you get. Can't be mad at her. Not mad at Joel Osteen. You want to write him? You want to give him all your money? Give him all your money. Not a big deal. If you need, go get a potato and put a Marlboro Light in its mouth and watch that and then press play on your phone.